hello everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is I'm going to do a quick overview of the print on demand challenge. It is going to be hopefully a 6-minute overview so we can get into the content. And in the middle of this, there may be people that I need to approve to come into the room. So I apologize if I have to reduce the screen. So the first thing is most of the people that have already started on this journey with us, they kind of already know what the intent of the class is, but I'm just going to give you a quick overview. First thing is that the goal, the objective, the mission is for you to take incremental action every single day in your business to create a long-term sustainable business. That's the objective. I'm not trying to teach you something and you'll be stressed out and I got to spend 50 hours a week in my business. And that's not how we're doing this. Look, I'm a single mom with 2 special needs kids. I got to be able to balance my life. So we're going to take incremental, slow and steady steps to build a business that is sustainable long-term. Number 2 is that the expectation is that we're going to start with simple ideas and simple products, and we're going to create a listing every single day. That's the basics. Now we are going to advance along this journey. So on this journey, we're going to spend the first couple of meetings are going to be over an hour. They have been over an hour. So hopefully today we'll maybe get it down to 45 minutes. And then the remaining sessions will be 30 minutes. As a start to this, I want you to create an Etsy account, a free Canva account, a free eRank account. At some point, if you decide to upgrade, that's fine. These will not be the only platforms that we will list our products on, and these will not be the only platform or tools that we use. There will be other tools, but these are the ones that we're starting for our first 2-week journey. We went over a little bit of the order fulfillment in the first class, and we did talk about my favorite part of this, which is establishing your goals. So we will come back and hit establishing our goals again, but we won't hit it today in full swing. We'll talk about it, we'll skirt around it. In sessions 2 and so on, we did talk a little bit about product research, just a little bit as it pertains to your vision for your print on demand business, high level. We will continue product research activities and keyword research. We're going to start on that next week. In addition to that, we will be starting listing optimization tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that so that people can start getting familiar with and comfortable as they create their products every single day and create their listings every day, that they can start creating listings that they feel comfortable. The biggest thing that you need to know is, 2 things. 1, I did send out the slides so that if you need a little help getting familiar with creating a listing on Etsy, there's a slide in there on how to create your account and gives you some high-level information about creating a listing on Etsy. I also have some additional slides that we've done in our bundles class on how to create a listing if you need a little more guidance. And we will be creating a couple of listings live in class during our session. And I did a high-level one, but I didn't complete it. So the biggest thing you need to know about that is your type needs to be digital for the first 2 weeks and probably for the second 2 weeks. And these will be digital downloads. So you will not have to touch anything. You don't have to email anybody. You don't have to do, Etsy will do the work and send the product off to your customer once they buy it. So that's the great thing about it. So we're going to create, of course, and develop products or produce products. We will talk about selling strategies over this journey. We'll also talk about Etsy reports. We did not do that in session 2. And again, where you are in the journey. We'll be checking where you are every 2 weeks to see where you are on the journey. For every other session that we're doing, we're going to be creating a product. There will be time that will be set aside for you to actually start on your product in class. So I do encourage you to grab a notebook. And if you want to grab the digital download of the eCom planner, you can write notes in there, which is perfect. You'll also get print on demand ideas, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. Social signals. So we will be sharing out to other platforms. And I encourage you, once you figure out where you want to go with your e-commerce business, your print on demand business, I strongly suggest that you create a business page on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and some of the other platforms so that you can transfer or share your listings out there for some organic traffic anyway. And then if you have questions about order fulfillment, we'll cover those, and customer service, we'll cover those whenever they come up because you'll have time to be able to talk about it. So as we go through the challenge, there's 4 stages. The first stage is where we are right now, first 2 weeks, which is a simple stage. We're going to be doing simple downloadable products. Very simple, very basic, nothing complex. You don't have to be a design artist to be able to do this. We're going to use Canva to do 99% of the work for us. And week 2 or the next 2 weeks, stage 2 is we're going to actually do some advanced strategies. That's where we'll probably create some stickers. We may begin the journey of creating designs that would actually go on coffee mugs and t-shirts and hats and wall art and all that other fun stuff. So we'll do some of that. And stage 3, we're going to expand on that and continue to get better at that. That's where in stage 2 and stage 3 is where we're going to be introduced to potentially other tools, product research tools, keyword research tools, listing tools, platforms we might be selling on, things like that. And stage 4 is where we're going to finish up, which is going to be KDP or books. If you don't want to do KDP, you can do there's other book printing platforms that I use them right now, and how to produce low content books. So the tie for stage 1 and stage 4 is that if you start on a low content journey, you could potentially use the products that you produce in your low content journey to create print on demand journey, printable journey. I am going too fast. Printable journey. You can use them in your low content books. The example I gave was at the beginning of COVID, a lot of families, a lot of people were buying off the shelves like crazy, low educational books for preschoolers, educational books for kids. There's a bunch of books that are being sold right now. We just went to, I took my son to the mall the other day, and we bought some $10 workbooks for 4th graders and 5th graders. Any one of us can create some of those books and sell them on different platforms. So the point is that if you start off with creating flashcards for math as part of your simple, downloadable, printable journey, you can eventually take those same products and repurpose them and put them in your low content book that people might buy later. So that's the example. Okay. And then the way we're going to be distributing the time as we go through this journey is that the first 5 to 10 minutes of our session will be specifically for questions and to answer questions from yesterday's activities and exercises. The next 10 minutes is strictly instruction, training, information, demo. If I need to demo something, show you how to create a listing, show you how to create a design in Canva, we'll go through that. And then the final 10 minutes is going to be dedicated to allowing you to create your own design. So what you'll need to do is, as part of this journey as a whole, this challenge as a whole, is that you're going to be spending 30 minutes in class, and I encourage you to spend 30 minutes on your product. So you got to carve out an hour of commitment. If you do that every single day, you should continue to build on products. Now, there may be some products that you create or design that are going to take beyond that 30 minutes. It may take 40 minutes. It may take you an hour. But at a minimum, we're starting with 1 hour commitment every single day to hopefully build something that is sustainable long-term and to build a habit of consistency. So that is the fire hose version of what we're doing on this print on demand journey. Miss Teresa, do you have any questions? Did I get through it all, guys? Hello?
Not at this time.
Okay. Did I get through it all? I do want to say that there's so many opportunities. I think this is where Teresa came in. That there's a bunch of stuff that you could create, like so many downloadables that don't require you to be a graphic artist. They don't require you to be an hour. Writing the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 on a piece of paper and putting it up on Etsy and saying, hey, here's your flashcards for the numbers is so easy. It's like, okay, that does not take you any time. So my son has been burning through his list. He has a list of 68 products that he is producing. And I don't know where he is on the journey. I think he's probably on product number 10 or 12. I got to go ask him. But he got a head start on you guys. So he started before you. And I just wanted to be able to prove that this was doable and it was sustainable. It was simple and sustainable. So with that being said, I am going to actually bring up something real quick. I think Charlotte and Debbie, do you guys already have the digital planner?
I do.
Okay. So it's not a sales pitch, just a suggestion. So if you pull out your digital planner, if you don't have one, I'm going to show you something. This planner was designed specifically to help people be successful in print on demand. And I'm not joking. Towards the middle part of the planner, I'm just going to go through. Here we go. I don't know. This is like really tiny. So I guess I'll go back to single pages. Let me just do one page view. So if you don't have it, you can get it for 40% off right now. But single page, daily, whatever. There we go. Maybe. Every single day, we have the daily holidays. Now, can you Google this? Absolutely. You can Google this all you want to. But at me as a seller, I don't know if you listen to my daily eCom planning sessions. I do them every morning. If you don't know, I do them around 7 o'clock every single morning. And I'm all about advanced planning. So if I am a print on demand person and I want to create products that I know that people might be interested in, or there's an audience that loves these every day is a holiday, I could go through the process and design my products. Maybe I design them 4 weeks in advance, 6 weeks in advance, 8 weeks in advance, and put them on different platforms. So as I kind of scroll through this list, this is just the daily holidays. This is not by far all of them, but it's probably about 85% of them, maybe 90. And we went through and we found all the daily holidays. And for every single day, there is a holiday. So for you as a seller of print on demand products, what could you produce? What could you design? What could you develop and put on a platform to be able to sell in addition to your current roadmap that you're on, path that you're currently on or going to be on once we talk about whatever your goals or objectives are? I'm just telling you, like sports day. Someone's going to want a coffee mug that has sports day on it, that has some footballs and soccer balls and tennis balls and golf balls on the side of the coffee mug. It's going to resonate with somebody if you put that on a platform somewhere. Somebody's going to buy that. I'm a sports nut. It's a sports day. There's no copyright involved in there. It's just simple. It's basic. So my point is, the planner is designed to actually help print on demand professionals or people, sellers, actually make progress in their business. We've streamlined a whole bunch of stuff. So the next thing is, and it was intentional. It was intentional because I, as a trainer, I was just tired of hearing people going, I don't know what to sell and I don't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, we gave you a book full of ideas. Absolutely. So then we have monthly holidays, and we did research on every single monthly holiday that we could find. It's probably not all of them, but it's probably a good 90% of them. And there is an audience that's interested in these months somewhere. There are people that are very interested in Stroke Awareness Month. And so they're going to want t-shirts and hats. Maybe there is a nonprofit or a group that supports a nonprofit, or maybe because I'm part of my church, as we have our study groups, our Bible study groups, our life groups. And maybe for the month of May, they're planning on volunteering at a stroke hospital facility. So the church wants to make sure that everybody has t-shirts on celebrating or promoting Stroke Awareness Month. Who are they going to place that order with? They're just going to go to some print on demand design store and do that? Or are they going to be potentially inspired and see yours somewhere on Etsy or some other platform and buy t-shirts from you for their entire life group? I don't know. Anything's possible. So my point is that, again, the digital planner has all of these ideas and concepts in them. Then we went to international holidays, because in the US, we're not just selling to the US. The great thing about print on demand is you can sell to other countries. We'll get into selling to other countries in stage 3. But the point is, again, because that's the great thing about print on demand. Like wherever your print on demand facility is, you can sell in that country and have it shipped to them so they don't have to wait 2 weeks and go through customs to get it. Just saying. So just thinking about this alone is an absolute moneymaker. Using this in conjunction with whatever your vision, your goal, your mission is for your print on demand business, you will always have something that you can produce. Whether you choose to use any of the ideas is up to you, but you will never run out of ideas. Does everybody agree with me, or do you think I'm crazy?
There's definitely more ideas than time.
Yes. So then it becomes potentially something much bigger than you ever thought it could become. It becomes something that your entire family can be involved in. or you can hire a team, or maybe all of the single moms in your neighborhood get together twice a week and you guys turn it into a business that becomes much bigger than you ever thought. So I'm just saying we're starting small. I'm not trying to overwhelm anybody, but I want you to know that the digital planner has a bunch of ideas and concepts in it that can actually help those that are on this print on demand journey. So with that, let's get into today's topic. I have got to find the remote for my son because I hear Dora the Explorer playing. So I'm gonna find that. All right, so today's topic is that we're getting into is copyright. So yesterday, Debbie asked a question about copyright. We were going to get into copyright anyway. So I have this link to this article on how to start doing copyright research. Why do we care about copyright research? Because at some point you're going to actually, create a design, and you do not want to be the one that is told. I'm putting it in the chat, so you can grab it from the chat there. You do not want to be the one to receive a notice from someone saying that, you stole my whatever, or, you're infringing on my intellectual property, or I have a trademark for that. So I do think that everyone should understand some of the basics of doing copyright research. This is an article from Stanford, but you can do your own Google search on copyright research. There are a bunch of great articles out there from reputable law firms and or law universities where you can go through and kind of start your own research. Now, the sad reality is all of us can do research and still run into something unexpected. I will tell you that the unexpected only matters when you are at a place where you're making thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in sales. Now they come for you, and they come for you with their big attorneys, and that's the only time that they care. I'm not saying that they won't happen to you on something small where you've only made 10 cents. I'm just saying, please make sure that as you're on this journey, if you have an idea, a concept, something that you're interested in creating and doing, that you do what you can to protect yourself and your business. All of us should have business insurance. If you don't, I would encourage you to grab some. If you need some help, you want to discuss that further, you can schedule some time with me. But make sure that you're doing some preliminary research around the designs that you happen to create from platforms that do not allow you, do not say that they can be used for commercial use or personal use. Okay. Now, Debbie's question. So look at that article, go through and read it. Make sure you understand this. You can take the action steps. If it's not as clear to you, you can also go and research a couple of other articles, again, from reputable law firms and universities. And if you need to, seek the advice of legal counsel. I am not legal counsel. So I'm just going to say, I would encourage you to do some research. So the question that Debbie had yesterday was, are designs on Canva allowed to be used to sell products? So this is Canva's answer to that question. Okay. So Canva there's two links. I'm going to put these in the chat as well. Let me just grab both of them, put them in the chat. You guys can grab these links and bookmark them. I'll also make sure that they are resources that are available in your back office, so you'll have them, so there's no surprises there. So they are saying, for the purposes that you can use the free content, like the products, and you can remove this watermark by buying it, blah, 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 blah. So if you buy it, you can use it, and you can use it for commercial purposes, and you can also use it for personal. They also say hold on, one of these says the policy. Hold on. Go down. Getting a license. Are they allowed? So our free and pro licenses cover all content we offer for photos, icons, illustrations, videos, all of that stuff. There is one article that they had. Hold on, let me see, because I've read everything so fast. And for free user. So if you have the free, What they did say somewhere in the middle of this, using the content in your designs, they said go wild. There was one caveat that they said that if there is an image of a person, like, inside of Canva, there's photos of people, that they do not guarantee that those photos are free and clear for use. That's the one caveat that they give you, that they encourage you to go do research, because they don't guarantee that those particular photos are free and clear for use. But everything else that is not an actual photo of an individual or a trademark, something like that, then they allow you to just be able to use it on whatever your products are. So go and read this. This is, again, Canva's direct free media, their response. Here it is. Sorry, what's allowed. So all photos, music, and video files on Canva can be used for free, for commercial and non-commercial use. If the photo, music, video contains identifiable people, places, logos, trademarks, please ensure that you check the image source or contact us if you're unsure. We cannot guarantee that any free images, music, video files with the appropriate license for commercial use. So they basically are saying, like, there's a possibility. We say that you can use them. Whatever you want to do with it, you can sell it for resell it. But when it comes to images of people, identifiable people or places or logos. So if you're in Canva, let me go to Canva here. And I created design. So I'm gonna click on the words create design. Sorry, me and my mouse always fight with each other. And I'm just gonna start with flyer, because I always start with flyer, poster, okay? And I go over to photos, and there is a photo, like, let's just say children. Hello, right? So these beautiful children, I add them to my image. Again, there is a possibility somewhere out there in the distance that these kids could have some level of a copyright that's not easily and readily visible and available for Canva to guarantee. So that's what they're saying. So for me, I like this image because it's not really giving any faces. It could be anybody's head. It could be anybody's body. I like this one because, again, I'm not showing a direct person. It could be anybody's head. It could be anybody's body. So it's not a specific person. Another one is this one. Again, this could be anybody's kid. And so the chances of me having a problem are probably going to be much slimmer than if I'm actually using somebody's face. I'm not showing a face here. I'm showing hands. So that's my preference. You can do whatever you want to. I would encourage you to go read what Canva says about using images. But for the most part, I have not directly run into sellers, print on demand sellers, that have run into huge problems with Canva. But you do need to understand that they will, say that you can use them, but you also need to be aware, again, if it's an identifiable person, identifiable place, identifiable logo, or identifiable trademark, that you might run into some challenges. So protect yourself on that journey. That would be my suggestion. Okay. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay. Then the other articles I'm going to give you are Etsy's policies. Again, I'm going to include these in your back office. Leary is working on the back office right now because we had to build that whole section out. We're doing something different. We're using Google Meet. We normally use Zoom for all of our trainings, but I was like, no, we need interactive. I need people to be there with us. So this is all Etsy's guidelines for the platform. And I will reiterate again, our objective is not to steal anybody else's idea or to take it and use it and claim it as our own. Our plan is never to our plan is always to be inspired by someone else's creativity or idea. I will tell you that I feel like there's very few that's original in this world anymore. So you will always come across someone that maybe, as you're doing your designs and there's 20 other 50 fonts that you can choose from, is there a possibility that someone is going to use the same font as you? And somehow you guys have laid out your designs very, very similar to each other. Yeah, that's probably going to happen. All we can do is do our preliminary research to see what's out there, depending on what it is that we're creating, designing, developing, and do our best not to be an exact replica of somebody else's product. That's all we can do. There's no intended malice. And that's the objective, is that on this journey, you don't intend to harm anyone else's products or impact their sales in any kind of way because you've completely copied their design. Now, will somebody do that to you? It's entirely possible. And so I wanted you to know what your rights are as a seller on these different platforms. So I would encourage you to review these links at your convenience so that way you can protect yourself. And if at a later point you decide to take that amazing idea, I love Charlotte's idea of creating a scriptural journal, and she goes out and she gets a trademark and she gets a copyright, like she goes through the legal process, and this becomes a full-fledged LLC for her or corporation or whatever it becomes, and she's now branded it, then yeah, she will have every right under the law to pursue anyone that copies her exact product. Exact. Now, will there be other, people that are inspired by her product and maybe make their, she can pursue them. So the trademark process, we've gone through the trademark process, and we actually went through it, eCom Sellers did, through the IP Accelerator program on Amazon. I will tell you, it is the fastest program out there. I'm not exaggerating by any stretch of the imagination. One of our business partners, she started on the journey. She applied for her trademark. She applied for, all of the stuff to start down that journey. And it took her 18 months. I went in, I applied through Amazon. So if you're not an Amazon seller, I will tell you that might be one reason just to create an Amazon seller account, even if you don't ever plan on selling on Amazon. You probably will at some point, but to use the Amazon IP Accelerator program because it is very fast. I think we were done, and I can go back and look again, but like in 3 months, maybe 4, Renata can correct me if I got that wrong somehow. But we were done, full-fledged, completely done. Our registration came in like 6 weeks later. So everyone else that I know is on this journey, they're talking 18 months. I was literally meeting with Becky Timms, who I actually interviewed. And so it's her interview is going to be broadcast next week. And she was talking about the fact that she went and went through the trademark. I said, it's going to be a long journey, Becky. And she was like, I was like, no, I don't think you realize how long it might be. I was like, I was done in 3 months. She was like, yeah, but if you do it through the IP Accelerator program, it doesn't mean that the people can't jump on your listing. I said, but once my product is registered, my trademark is registered, I can kick people off immediately. And she was like, okay. So it's like, yeah, probably maybe should have considered that. So that's a plug for Amazon. I don't make any money off of that. Just if you decide you want to go down the trademark path, come talk to me. We've already done it. We're going through it a second time for our business. And so I think it's worth it. Totally. It accelerates the process. Any questions about copyright, trademark, infringement, IP? Because you're going to do some reading. I'm sorry. You are. We have 30 minutes. But go ahead and ask me whatever questions, because I may have the answer for you. What questions do you have?
Well, what is the difference between copyright and trademark?
So a trade, okay, so copyright is the actual content that's inside. And again, we're going to Google that in just a second to see if I got that right, because I actually had to ask an attorney the same thing. So the copyright is the content, the words and the content that's inside of the product itself, or that are on the product. And the trademark is like, I can trademark my name, I can trademark my logo. So Coca-Cola has a trademark. And so you can't write the words Coca-Cola using their, you can't write the words without using their font. It doesn't really matter. If they've got a trademark, you can't use the name Coca-Cola. You can't even get a domain with the words Coca-Cola in it. All platforms will, all like GoDaddy and Namecheap and all of, will stop you, will not allow you to create that domain because it's trademarked. So the name itself is trademarked. The brand is trademarked, the logo that's associated with it, and you can have different areas of that particular logo or branding as part of the trademark. So Nike is a great example. Nike has trademarked the swoosh and the name, and there are products that are inside of the Nike brand that are trademarks. So they have multiple trademarks. It's not just one thing. Now, if Nike decided to put together a Nike a better example of a copyright is a script. That's a good example. So I was working on a project because I'm a huge fan of Ted Lasso. And they were like, I just need you to know that any of the quotes from Ted Lasso, which are some great quotes, that you put those on products, you could actually be sued by the Screenwriters Guild, or those writers that are part of the Screenwriters Guild, because they are part of a union and they can sue you for using parts of their script on a product that you're selling. So those are the words that are in a script. So that's the copyright. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I had to get a copyright because we created a planner. I had to get a copyright. We got a trademark first, and then we did the copyright, so that way I could be able to sue if I needed to, or get people off of our stuff, because we have a lot of products that are coming out. So it's going to be the content, and there's going to be some content that is free and clear, like using the word doctor. Nobody owns that. You can't stop other people from using the word doctor and stuff. But, people like Kanye West, he wants no one to be able to ever use it. And I forget Yeezy, I forget what, either it's Yeezy or something. I don't even remember. I don't even care. Or Trump. You can't put Trump on anything. The name itself and the words. So he can sue you. So the point is, like, don't get yourself into a situation where you can get in trouble. There are images that are have a copyright on them. I will tell you, anything that is in Getty's, if it's Getty Images, don't use it, because I think that's the Koch brothers. And so they can sue you for using those images and not paying for the right to be able to use those images on different products. So just do some preliminary research. I hope that helps. Now let's go see if I'm right. So I'm pretty sure I am. I had to go do all that research myself. All right, the intellectual property, the original, the authorship, as soon as the author fixes or writes a tangible express. So that is, the authorship, which is what I was saying, the words. That can apply to including literary, dramatic, music, artistic works, poetry, copyright. So all of those are copyright. And then trademark. I spelled trademark right. We'll get there. Can't see the keys on my keyboard. All right. So yeah, this is the registered, is what Becky was talking about. So trademark can be any word, phrase, symbol, design, or combination of these that identifies your goods and services. So again, as you, Charlotte, get ready to create your amazing journal, so you're going to have some amazing journals, I would encourage you to start with the trademark. And then you will be able to copyright aspects of your journal. Again, the common words, you can't copyright any of those. I learned that by talking to our attorney. But there are going to be things that are specific and unique to your journal or your planner or whatever you create, or your low content products. Like putting 1+1 in a book, in a workbook, can't be copyrighted because it's in educational materials. Unless one of these publishers that have been publishing for years, because there's also first use laws as well. But if they decide that they want to say that no one can use 1+1, then I can't put it into a workbook. But they're not going to do that. So that's an example. Does that help everybody understand the difference?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have a bigger vision for your print-on-demand journey, I would encourage you at some point to set aside the money. What's it going to cost you? So I think our copyright, I'm going to get this wrong, so Renata's here. She'd probably tell me it's right. I think they have to do this research. The attorney's going to do the search, and you can do the search yourself. If you feel like you got it, I think it'll be $9.95 if you go through the IP Accelerator program. They're going to encourage you to let the attorneys do the search because this is what they specialize in, because you're not a specialist when it comes to doing trademark and copyright research. So I think it's going to be $14.95 or either $12.95, one of those two numbers. I'm close. So that's the amount of money you want to make sure you set aside. So if I were you on this journey, as you create products and you start to sell them, start siphoning off that money to put it aside. If you're about to create something that's going to be amazing, even if that thing is not, you won't have the money or you're not going to be able to create it until, a year from now or 6 months from now or 9 months from now, I would encourage you to do that only because you want to have that registered before the product actually goes live. So if you're going to produce low content books that are going to be part of a long-term journey, I would encourage you to get your trademark before you actually release your first book, not after. If you're planning on scaling the business, if you're going to have multiple scripture journals out there in varying different designs, kinds, whatever, get the trademark before. That's my recommendation. All right. I think this is where we are today. If you have any other questions about trademarks, copyrights, all that other stuff, I will start with Google as your friend, but I'm happy to answer your questions because I've been on this journey. We're going on the journey again. And it's an exciting journey. It's interesting. I will tell you that. Very much so. And I think that's it for now. So we can now open it up to everybody who wants to talk about where they are on their design. What questions can I answer? What things can we talk about on where you are in your design process?
Well, I've started creating some scripture cards.
Awesome sauce. Okay.
So far I've created 20, and that's as far as I've gotten.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Are you using Canva to do that, Charlotte?
I am using Canva, and I made them business card size
Okay.
because back in the day when I used to be on the lookout for a job and I had to go network and I didn't have any money, so I had to make my own business cards. I remember that they come in about sheets of 10.
Yep.
And if this is going to be a digital product,
Yep.
When they buy it, I can just put on the listing, fits business card paper.
Yeah. Which is, I know exactly what you're saying. The, whatever the form number is, order form number, whatever it is. I can't remember the form number, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Then that way they can have the perforated lines and they can just tear it apart.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I figured, so I've started something.
I'm excited for you. I love it. So yeah, that's a good one. And like we said before, Canva is a great source for creating those basic cards and, doing those designs where you can go and grab those elements. So if I wanted to grab a flower and add it to my scripture, I can grab one of these, oh, that looks very familiar to what we just saw just a second ago, and dragging and dropping one of these on here somewhere, or, you know, making it small and put my scripture right below it. It's perfect.
Look, one thing I did was again, because I kind of been in the game, just kind of tinkering around for a bit.
Okay.
I
Okay.
I went to a royalty free site,
Okay.
and I did look at, what was allowed for commercial use. And
Okay.
I made sure that whatever I picked was allowable for commercial use.
Okay.
So they'll have all of these images, and I just, picked some images, and I kind of went down a rabbit hole.
Okay.
I only wanted to get like one or two. I ended up with like 140.
Okay.
So, so
Make sure
I,
you use all 140 then.
well, some of them are just kind of like, I just like the picture, and
Okay.
others are like, oh, well, this will make a nice background, because you know how some will have like, it'll be an image up in a corner,
Yeah.
or it'll be an image with a blank space in the middle.
Yeah.
So, and I can show
Well,
you
and
my,
that's a great running start, but that again required some level of investment. And so we're starting off spending no money. We'll get into the spending money, but we're
well,
starting off with the, go ahead.
I didn't spend any money.
Oh, good.
They were free downloads. The
Okay.
only, I already have a Canva Pro account. So I was like, well, shoot, just let me download these and upload them to Canva and keep it rolling.
There you
So
go.
I picked one. And so I set that as the background because, again, I have no graphic design.
Okay.
Yeah, not your girl. And
Okay.
I just picked a pretty font,
Yeah.
threw it
I
up,
love it.
drew up the scripture, put the verse in a separate font, made it a different color. Bam, there you go. And I
We're
kept
done.
duplicating the page. So
Yep.
I would create one, duplicate the page, create the next one, duplicate that one, and just kept going.
I love
So
it.
it took me less than an hour. Well, when I really sat down and started looking up verses to do,
Okay.
that part took me less than an hour. Really, it took me about 30 minutes to create the images. Well, create the cards. So now I just have to go back and figure out what my next step is.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I will tell you, when Tony, my son, started, I was like pulling teeth with him, but now he's on a clip. He's just, he's burning through them. He literally just goes to the spreadsheet, finds something, goes to the next one, does the next one, does the next one, does the next one. He just flies through them now. Like, yeah, because once you figure out, once you find your groove, they're easier to do. So I love that. Congratulations. Let's celebrate.
Yay.
Anybody else want to share? Debbie, where are you in your journey?
Hi. I decided I'm going to do some like local bird flashcards for now.
Okay.
So I've created, I'm putting 4 on one sheet.
Okay.
So they're 3 by 5, and I've got 3 pages with 12 different birds so far.
All right. High five. Congratulations.
And I have a lot of plans on what I'm going to take them after. So it's a start.
It is a start. And I celebrate with you. I'm excited. It is a start. Okay. Anybody else? I know you're like, I'm new to this journey. I haven't started on anything yet. It's okay. All right. Well, we're going to call it a wrap for today. What I do want to encourage you is for the new ones to our group. This is the first thing. I really want you to think about what inspires you, what your passion is, what excites you, what do you get energy around, what could you work on or do for hours or for days, and you wouldn't get bored immediately or super fast. What is that? Some of you are really passionate about, I don't know, gardening. Others are very passionate about music. Others maybe, like, I don't know what your passion is. So if you want to unmute and tell us, I can maybe help you come up with an idea or concept of where you could potentially start on your printables journey. The thing you do want to keep in mind for your flashcards is that when you go look at existing listings that are already out there for cards, look at any of them, like these are Bible verses, and these are Bible verses, and these are Bible verses. You see how they can all look very, very different. What Charlotte was talking about is like you get so many on a sheet. So you need to be able to, it's called Avery Forms. It just finally came to me. Sorry. Avery Form. You need to make sure, Charlotte, that you include the Avery Form number in your listing when you say, grab Avery Form number, blah, blah, blah. So if you want your customers to be able to download it and to, cut it out, you want to make sure that whatever your design is, you create so many on a page. So you can do 4 on a page, 6 on a page. I think our flashcards, we're doing 6 on a page. But keep that in mind on your journey. You can resize your sheets. You need some guidance on that. Once you pick whatever you're starting off with on the design, because I'll start from here and start with creative design. And then once I go to creative design, I always go to poster or flyer. You don't have to do that. Or you could go to brochure, and then you can click on resize. And once you know the size of the form, Avery form or whatever form you're using, that they will be able to print it to separate it out to make it into true flashcards. Then put your dimensions here, and then click on resize. And then once you resize, it'll resize, and you can start dragging and dropping and designing. You can zoom in at the bottom in Canva by using the little percent thing and minimizing the little tick bar over there, so that you can start dropping in your 6 different or 4 different flashcards, however you want to do that. But what inspires you? I'm curious. Look, we're all sharing here. We're clearly on our side over here. I have my son on the education journey. So who knows how many workbooks we're going to produce out of our stuff by the time this is said and done. And it'll probably be something we'll be doing for a while, because there's a lot of low content opportunities in education, and we could go the gamut. Plus I have special needs kids, so I know what specialty types of books and products that particular audience needs anyway, because my kids are on that spectrum. So if you want to unmute yourself and come tell us real quick, maybe I can help you with some additional ideas. If you don't want to share and you want to hold it close to the chest, that's fine too.
I have actually got to go. I've got somewhere to be in 9 minutes.
Okay.
So I am going to go for today, but I will catch up again tomorrow.
All right. We're excited about that. And come back with your idea. And then anyone else that want to unmute and just tell us real quick before we wrap up?
I don't have a clue. I really don't.
You don't have a clue. Okay. So tell me what you do either once a week, once a month, maybe every day. What do you do in your life?
Well, right now I'm starting a real estate investing business. So
Okay.
I work on it on a daily basis.
Okay.
I mean, I read, watch TV, of course, but no, read. I do a lot of reading. I read the Bible and then all kinds of other spiritual books. But most of the time, I guess it is the real estate. And plus I look at things that I like to do or want to start to do, like maybe change my diet.
Okay. All right. So
change my diet to plant-based, or mostly plant-based.
okay. So you have a lot of opportunity. Let me just start with that. So the fitness, the fitness, health, diet, weight loss, all of those, getting in shape, staying healthy, that is one of the largest opportunities out there. You could decide that you want to produce or create some printables around diets, around charting, around habit tracking, around fitness, around just getting people started with drinking water every single day, around supplementation. You can create all kinds of charts. You can create all kinds of forms. You can create all kinds of printable forms with different exercises on them. You can create printable forms with different diets. You can decide that you want to go down the smoothie route and eventually maybe start off with cards on what are the smoothie diets that you've seen. And then, so you have printable cards and people could use those in their kitchen. So they literally could have a smoothie card rack. You could sell that with a little rack. Find a product out there on AliExpress. I'm sorry. When I get into creative mode, I just ramble and ramble.
Yes.
And ramble. So I'm sorry. I literally go down the path.
It's fine with me.
So anyway, and so you literally could create a bundle for that. So you could create the smoothie health cards, sell those, and include a rack that you make or that you buy off of Etsy, include that as part of the bundle, and people can buy that. And it's something that you can take a picture and have something stored in the kitchen near the blender. So all they have to do is just take the cards out. First, they buy them from you, print them off, and then stick them into their rack and use that to, be able to make a smoothie every single day. You could literally have on one side the ingredient card or the ingredients at the top, at the bottom on how to make the smoothie, and maybe a little picture or maybe not even a picture. You decide. It doesn't really matter. But the point is, there's so many different ways in which you can go. And then later on, as we go down this path of starting at stage 1 and getting to stage 4, you can turn that into a low content book around smoothies that you've published. So my point is, you can go anywhere with this. Like anywhere. You can decide that you want to focus on health and fitness for kids, health and fitness for teenagers, health and fitness for singles, health and fitness for couples, health and fitness for seniors. You can go anywhere you want to. You can talk about exercise routines for seniors, or habits that seniors should be doing now for longevity. You could literally start doing research and create some level of flashcards around that, and then eventually take those same flashcards and recycle them and put them into a low content book later on. You have so many opportunities.
Wow.
The ideas just come to me. I just don't have the bandwidth, the capacity in my life to produce every single idea that comes to me. My business partner is like always nauseous about the fact that I stay in the creative realm all the time. She's like, you always have great ideas. Nicole, you have two, just stick with one. Yeah, I know. I know.
Well, Teresa, when you say you want to go into real estate investment, like which realm are you doing? Are you going to do wholesaling? Are you going to do
creative financing?
Creative finance.
So it's about wholesaling, lease options, rent to buy, rent to own. I'm already in a group doing that, so I'm already in the group. So it's a group of us that do it, and we meet. We're setting up social marketing or social media marketing and stuff like that. So I'm already kind of steady in that.
But there's an opportunity for you to take that and produce some documents for people that want to do wholesale, right?
Yeah, I thought about that. Yes, I did think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I did think about that, but I wanted to get a little bit more expertise because you know what, I did real estate investing, I stopped, so I'm back into it again. But it seems like I'm just kind of starting at the beginning because of the market, but it is moving along, and
So
I just want to say I'm gonna have my first deal soon.
This is what I'm going to say to you. I want you to pray about it. That's my suggestion. You can do whatever you want to. But the second thing is, I want you to rip the Band-Aid off and just do something. Okay.
Okay.
I don't care what you choose to do. I don't care if you come up with recipes for babies. I don't care. I just want you to rip the Band-Aid off and come back tomorrow and say, last night I created or I started blah, blah, blah. Whatever that was, whatever that is. I want you to take 30 minutes and just create something.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The great thing is that you can be inspired by Etsy, so you can just do all kinds of random searches. But when it comes to diet, fitness, exercise, weight loss, staying healthy, getting in shape, all of those, it is such a big opportunity. Now, the other part of that, the last part I'm going to say, and then we're going to go, is that if you decide you want to go down that path, that one is one that you have so many spikes in the opportunity to make money. It is bananas, because you're going to have a spike, like people are trying to lose weight right now, get in shape, whatever. Then they're going to get relaxed around Thanksgiving and around right after Christmas. They're going to go hog wild, and your sales, depending on what you chose and what the keywords are for it, and blah, blah, blah. And if you decide you're going to use the products that you build in June and July to turn it into a low content book, you could, or even a journal or a log or whatever, daily tracking, whatever it happens to be, you could be selling a boatload of products. You could create all those products this year in July, August, September, October, November, and sell like hotcakes December, January, February, March, April.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, in other words, you can have constant, steady sales because of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm just saying. What were you going to say, Charlotte? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just laughing because I was one of those people. I don't like the New Year, New You people.
Mhm.
So I decided I was going to wait a couple months and let the gym die down.
Yes.
And I still haven't been back to the gym, but I did hire a dietitian around April, May. So that's what I've been doing.
Okay. All right.
So you'll get the New Year, New You batch, and then right around springtime is another spike because if you started at the end of March, surely by June you would have lost a few pounds if you kept at it.
Yeah.
So you'll probably hit a spike around March. Then the summer hits, and most people, if they hadn't lost the weight by June or July, they're not going to. But you know, right after Christmas, after you had your fill of all the holiday treats, that's when it picks back up again.
There you go. So if you can come tomorrow, I just want to hear you say you started something. You spent 30 minutes, you prayed about it, maybe stared at the wall, and you were immediately inspired.
Okay.
I mean, even if you're immediately inspired by wall color, that's, you're inspired by something. I created paint swatches. All right, that sounds good. It's a start.
And you may also think about, what is something that I would like to have?
A housekeeper.
Besides a housekeeper, but like if you're into going into a plant-based diet, what are some things that I would need to get started on this journey? So maybe let's get started guide or something like that.
Oh,
You're a real estate investment. When I first started in real estate, what would it have been nice to have had when I first got started?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So Teresa, we literally just shot all your excuses in the
Right.
hole. We shot it with
Yes, you
holes.
did.
Okay.
Yes, you did. Mhm.
All right. So tomorrow you'll come back with an idea.
Yes, I'll have an idea tomorrow.
All right. Okay. Well, with that, we're gonna wrap it up. We did hit an hour. I'm sorry about that, guys. So we're gonna meet tomorrow. And we're gonna start on listing optimization. We're gonna start optimizing our listings and start that journey and creating that cluster photo that goes on our first listing on Etsy. And we're gonna continue down this path until we get to stage 2 of this journey. Well, with that, I hope you guys have an amazing evening, and I'll see you tomorrow at 6.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.